So, I do think the solution to Nigeria issues. So, I think the country the power is too centralized, which is even giving too much room for corruption and no checks on the corruption because you can't hold anybody accountable because it is on federal. If it was on a state, Nigeria is too divided already. There was a time when I was saying Nigeria cannot progress under, the division. But since the division is here to stay, I do think they should deplete the power, deplete everything, and make do of a country where it's more of the president is of a like a prime minister per se, just there. So every governor will be in charge of power, basic amenities, power, security. So instead of the federal government will only have rights, or the president will only have rights to national interest. So when it comes to people's interests, that will be on the governors. So the governors will run power, they will run it, and then they would have a partition remittance to the federal account for whatever federal. There should be a ratio, although that will cause another set of corruption on each state. But whatever the state generates, the people from the state can always hold their governors responsible because their governors are very close to them. Can always hold them responsible. Their governors are parts of them. They are one with them. They grew up in the same place with them. So you can always hold your governor accountable. It's like, somebody in your family doing something wrong. You can always say, oh, you are doing something wrong. So that is a way forward that I see Nigeria can go. So every state will be in charge of their own power. So every state will generate their own. And the states that cannot afford it, the basic power, security, whatever, they would lend from the federal government. When they lend from the federal government, they would pay back. It is now the medium of them paying back that would be the question now. Because now you now say, oh, they will pay back all of that. So what about those that don't pay back? When they lend and they don't pay back, they just siphon the money. Now you start reducing federal allocation to them. If you reduce federal allocation, then you report it to, when you are doing this thing, you report it to the people that we are not going to be giving you people or we have given you people this, so hold your governor to do this. If he doesn't do this, you people will not get this anymore. So if you start doing things like that, people get punished for not meeting up to criteria or which they should. I think there will be a movement, a step forward going up. That's what I think. So I think this federal system is like a Catholic church wanting to be built. It's just an example now. Taking for example, like a Catholic church wanting to be built somewhere in Lagos State. You don't go running to the Pope in Rome, because the Pope is the head of the church, just like the president, head of the country. You don't go running to the Pope. But if the Catholic Church are having issues, they can always run to the Vatican and say, okay, Vatican, borrow us money so we can set it up. But their own expenses on the church, their own running of everything, it still falls back to the administration of the church. I don't know if you understand. So it's just something that could be copied, could see, because I think using national grid is crap. One national grid, for example, If it's state grade now, okay, you have to say blame the governor. Oh, this governor hasn't fixed this governor didn't give us this governor. There should be no excuses. If you cannot do it, then do not enter. And if it has been done, if you cannot maintain it, a big problem. And you shouldn't be forgiving the people of the country, the state shouldn't be forgiving of those that have stolen your money. If a governor enters and he has a new house in his state, he has a new house here, they are them, they would still find a way to steal the money, maybe send it abroad, whatever. But when they do that, they would also, one way or the other, that is when the federal government will now be in question of saying, okay, now you have stolen from your state, we are the one to punish you for it and all of that. We will punish you. I don't know how government is. It's not like I don't know how government is run, but I don't really know in depth. But if people want genuine government shit to run through, it will run through. That's what I think. So you could do better. That's what I think. Just decentralize it. Decentralize it. Split. Every region knows themselves. Every region can handle themselves, because telling an Igbo man to run the north is very hard. The values, the way they do things, everything is different. Telling the northern man to run the south, commotion. I think that's where the whole thing has been. Because the core values, it will not be the same. Everybody's core value is not the same. It's a split. And then if you even look at it, true. There's no country that is great that is not having a unifying factor. We do not have a unifying factor here. There is no communal country war like this country against us that we have to all of us gather together and fight against. No, there is no unifying factor in Nigeria. There's no. If it was a language that was unifying, there's nothing that is unifying. Nothing exactly that is unifying. Not even the same religion, not the same tribe, not the same culture, not the same language. Like, it is too divided to be having one leader to lead. It has to be decentralized. It just has to be decentralized. That's what I think. Maybe it could be a unifying factor if there's enough justice, but it will at one point break out, because even with the purest of intentions, there are bad people who would feed bad intentions into people. So I think that there should be just decentralize the whole thing.